Hello, I'm Nick. In this video I want to show you how to create AI-powered knowledge wiki for product research. Early this month, Andrej Karpathy shared a post in which he described the process he follows to create a personal knowledge wiki. When you follow his approach, you create an AI-powered environment in which you can inject your data. You can add raw source documents such as articles, papers, repositories, datasets, images into the raw directory, then use Claude Code to compile a wiki for you. You can use IDE as a front end, and then you can practice Q&A interactions with your knowledge wiki. You can use Claude Code to ask questions about your data and extract valuable insights from it. In the context of product research, this can help you figure out whether you have gaps in your research findings, so you can conduct additional research to fill these gaps. The great thing about this approach is that you can create your knowledge wiki in minutes using tools like Claude Code. And the wiki itself will be a collection of markdown files that you can easily read. You may wonder, what's the difference between this approach and using regular AI charts or specialized tools like NotebookLM? The main benefit of this approach is that you move from ephemeral AI interactions, where AI simply answers your questions and forgets about the answers it provides, to persistent knowledge. It means you will have your own AI-powered personal knowledge wiki, in which knowledge compounds like interest in a bank. From a technical point of view, the knowledge wiki is a collection of directories with files. The project directory you will have for your knowledge wiki will look like this. Raw folder contains the raw data files with data relevant to your project, such as PDFs, docs, etc. This is a read-only folder, meaning that Claude Code will read the data from it, but it won't introduce any changes in this folder. Wiki folder contains AI processed data. Claude Code will take the data from a raw folder, analyze it, and organize it in a wiki folder. ClaudeMD is a set of rules that Claude will follow when working with the data. You can also describe the data schema for your raw folder in ClaudeMD if you want to create a better context for Claude Code. Now let's quickly talk about the benefits and downsides of using Andrej Karpathy knowledge wiki approach. This approach has three major benefits. First, low entrance barrier. You can set up knowledge wiki in 5 minutes, and it won't require any technical skills or use specialized tools. All you need to do is set up Obsidian and Claude Code, and you are ready to use it for your data. Second, low cost. In comparison to more advanced methods, such as semantic search reg, which typically used for research data vaults and cost a lot of money, when you use Andrej Karpathy approach, the major cost is token usage. Plus, this approach is very token efficient, meaning that you won't spend a lot of Claude Code tokens when working with your data vault. And finally, LLM really understands the relationship and patterns in your data. AI scans raw data you provide and creates a knowledge graph that connects dots between different data points. But this approach has one major downside – scalability. It works well for medium-sized projects. I find it very useful for projects with up to 500 files or 1 million words, but as the number of data files starts to grow, it will be more expensive for AI to handle this. Now let me show you how it works in practice. Let's create a knowledge wiki for a particular project. For my example, I will create a data vault with a research for my SaaS project called Roxy. It's a security analyzer tool, and my current goal is to find the best possible pricing model for this service. To achieve this goal, I will need to conduct market research, and Claude Code will help me with that. First, I need to install Obsidian and create a new project. Obsidian is a free-to-use tool that is used for creating data vaults. You need to download it to your local machine. Once you install the tool on your local machine, you need to create a new vault and choose its location on the local drive. After I create a new project in Obsidian, I need to open the project directory in the IDE with Claude Code. I will use VS Code for that. And now is the most complex part of the entire process. You need to copy this long prompt from Andrej Karpathy with instructions that Claude Code will follow when creating and interacting with your data vault. And you need to submit this prompt to Claude Code prompt window along with the following instruction. Claude Code will work on this task and update the directory of your project with files that match the instructions you just provided. At the end of this process, Claude Code will invite you to ingest your first data source. Let's ingest the first data source to Claude Code. I will feed a PDF report with the state of SaaS pricing in 2026. Pretty detailed, in-depth, multi-page report. I will download the PDF with this report and store it in a raw folder of my project. Note that I will save it into the raw folder, not its assets subfolder. Next, I will prompt Claude Code to ingest it. During the process of data ingesting, Claude Code can create a few different MD files that are aligned with the nature of your data. In my case, it created 4 new concepts and a couple of entities, and updated IndexMD, LocMD, and ClaudeMD to match the new data. If you open Obsidian with your project, you will see that it created a graph visualization for the knowledge I have in my project. So it's relatively easy to dive into a specific subject, such as price point for SaaS in 2026, popular pricing models, or the best strategy for pricing. Another great thing is that you can see cross-links and references to original sources right in the wiki pages. Another great thing about AI-powered research knowledge vault is that you can prompt AI to analyze existing data for specific details. For example, I want to know if the report I've added to my vault helps to solve the problem I have right now. Create the perfect pricing model for SaaS service. Here is a prompt I will submit to Claude Code. And here is what the tool generated for me. As you can see, the report I provided covers only 30% of what I need, and I will need to ingest a few more things to fill the massive gap I have. And that's all. Let me know what you think about using Andrej Karpathy approach for research purposes in the comments. Thank you.